So in this video, we will learn about installing JupyterLab. JupyterLab is a tool that is designed for data scientists can use it to learn Python as well as do image processing, plotting, visualizing, and it's a real powerful tool that runs on the web browser. So first we need to install Python and then install JupyterLab. So first I will go to Google and here I will type Python and search, and I will go to the website, and from there onwards I can download and install Python. So here there are a lot of options and you can download the latest version, which is 3.12 at the current time of recording, but there are other releases as well, so you can go to all releases if you want to download a stable version of Python. But if you are going to get started and start learning using Python, I recommend that you use the latest version. There's no problem regarding that. So anyway, download the executable by clicking on the appropriate version and it will download an executable file to our system. So let me skip this step because I have already downloaded Python 3.11. You can use the latest version, no problem. So here is my latest version, and next let's see how we can install this. So I already have installed Python on my system. So if you already have a Python version installed in your system, you can either upgrade or use custom installation and go through the steps, right? And the most important thing here is you put next, and when you go through the installation, make sure that you add Python to environment variables. That is the most important step, and next you can click install and go on. Let me show you what will happen if you are a fresh installer. So suppose that you are now opening the Python installer for the very first time, and here when you click it, you will get the setup. So from here onwards, you will have to check this option at Python exe to path. That's very important, otherwise we will have a lot of problems, and then we can click on install now. So the installation will go on and it will complete after some time. So in this case we are installing Python 3.11. So once you have completed the installation, next step is to check whether we have the Python installed on our system. So you can press the Windows key and type command prompt. You can either type cmd or anyway select command prompt from here, and next in the terminal type the command python -- version. So after typing this, press enter and you will see the Python version. As you can see, Python 3.12 is installed in this system. So now we have the capabilities to use Python in our system. Let's check that. You can type Python and press enter. So here we get the Python console. For an example, let's type 2 + 1 and we get the answer 3. So you can type Python code in the terminal as well. Let me skip this and I will type quit and press enter to return back to the terminal. So now we are back in our terminal, and the next important thing is to install JupyterLab. JupyterLab is an IDE which runs on the web browser. It's a very convenient tool to get started learning Python as well as do data science stuff. So let's install JupyterLab. Just type JupyterLab in the Google and search for it. So after searching, click on this link which is from jupyter.org. So from here you can install. So you can go through this installation instructions available on their website. So here it says the basic steps for us to install JupyterLab. So first you need pip install on your system. So when we install Python, the pip is already installed along with it. So we can just run this command pip install JupyterLab to install JupyterLab on our system. So let me copy this command to install JupyterLab. So I will press the Windows key and type cmd to open the terminal, and next what I can do is paste that command. So here I am pasting. It says pip install JupyterLab. Pip is a tool available along with Python to install different packages. So in this case we are installing the package JupyterLab, and next I press enter. So now you can see that the JupyterLab is getting installed on my system. Okay, now our installation is completed, and if you encounter any errors during the process of installing this, you can rerun the command pip install Jupyter Lab and try again. So let me just try it again. So in this case it automatically skipped through the process because the packages were already installed. Let me show you one additional step that you could follow if this fails. So first type cmd, and when you open command prompt, run it as administrator. If the earlier process fails, you can run command prompt as administrator and run the command again. Here I'm running the command pip install Jupyter Lab, and it will go through the process once again. Here it just skips through the process. So now to launch Jupyter Lab, next time you open command prompt like this, and next you type Jupyter and Lab. So make sure that it is Jupyter and Lab. You have to put the space. So once you have done this, it will instantiate an instance of the application on your web browser. So first we can skip the settings for now because we can configure them later, and this is the main window where we can start using Jupyter Lab. So here you have the ability to use notebooks, the terminal, and a lot of functions are available. So let's first try the terminal and see what it looks like. As soon as you open the terminal, you can see that it looks white, and it's very difficult to see some commands when you type it on a white screen, so because it has some colors. So I would like now change the color of this terminal, so I will go to settings. Next I will go to terminal theme and select dark out of that, and it will give a convenient look for us. So here you can try running commands like pip install Jupyter Lab again, but it will just go through the steps as we did before, and it will basically skip through the process because we have already installed Jupyter Lab on our system. But you can use the terminal to install other packages when it is needed. You can also create notebooks by clicking on this to get started. Jupyter Lab environment, this is the main area where we can input code like mathematics and execute code. These are all Python code, so here we are using the print command available in Python to get an output. So basically we press shift and enter to run the code. Okay, now we basically went through what we can do using the notebook. So to open a new tab, you can always use this plus mark, so you can click on this, and now you can either create a new notebook. It will be saved in this location, or else you can use the console. So let me try the Python console and show you. Just click on this. Here you can input Python code directly. So let me put 1 plus 3, and to execute we press shift and enter, right? And we get the result as 4. Let me create a list equal a list of, let's say, 1 comma 2 comma 3. Don't worry, we will go through this later. Just bear with me, and press shift and enter, and you have the list. And let me access one member list, and let's say the first member at 0th index. So shift and enter, and you have 1. So this is how we can use the console. Let me create a new notebook again. So here you can use this option, and you can create markdown files, text files. There's ton that you can do. So what we are doing is like we will use the notebook function because it's very convenient. So here you can change this to markdown row. I will go through them later when we do stuff. So this is how we do this. And now as you can see here, we initiated this application by using the command prompt. So make sure that this command prompt window remains open while we are using Jupyter Lab, or else it will stop all the connections to the web browser. I think it's running a web server to host this at the local host on port 8888, and that's what gives us the access to use this inside the web browser. So suppose you need to close this Jupyter Lab, what you can do is like you can close the command prompt. So closing the command prompt is necessary because we need to stop the connections to the web browser. So let me close command prompt, or you can do either way, like close the web browser first and then close the command prompt. the order doesn't matter, but the main thing that keeps the service running is the command prompt. Suppose I was working on this file, and next I will click on this close button, and next it will be minimized somewhere in your taskbar. So open the command prompt and make sure that it is closed. So now we have stopped all the connections. So let me show you how we can launch the Jupyter Lab again. Press Windows and next type cmd to open the command prompt, and here you put the command Jupyter and lab and press enter. So this will start the web services and it will launch the application on your default web browser. So this is the application, and when it is loaded, as you can see, we find the previous files available. You can start some new notebook. So this is how we use the notebook. So on the oncoming videos we will go through the details and dive deep and learn all the things that you need to learn and become an expert in Python. So until next time, thanks for watching.